What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Corner. I'm Steve.
And I'm Joe.
And we're here to talk to you about comic books and maybe, just maybe, some Netflix shows.
Maybe.
We host a show called Dinner and a Podcast together with our buddies Mike and Seb, but each week we want to share with you our thoughts on our favorite comic books, old and new. This is a review show, so there will be spoilers, and all books that we discuss will be listed in the show info. If you want us to read any books or hear our thoughts on any particular artist or writer, please contact us on social media at Dinner and a Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Or you can email us at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com. And we want to know what's on your pull list. What are you reading? What should we be reading? So let us know.
Yeah.
That worked out well last week when Mark James Poop gave his suggestion of that we should read God Loves, Man Kills.
Yep, the X-Men book.
The X-Men book, and we really enjoyed that. He actually was very happy with the episode.
Oh, good.
So I'm glad we did that for him.
We didn't shit all over it?
No, we didn't shit all over it. I got to make sure I read his tweet later.
Okay.
This week, we had a plan, and just like all good plans, a lot of times they don't come to fruition.
So many words.
And this is because it's my fault. I'm gonna just go out and say it. This is Steve's fault. We were supposed to do Flash War, and I am so bad with time travel books. I'm just not good with time travel books.
Yeah, but you missed the whole issue that prefaced what was going on in the Flash War main book.
So this came before all the Flash War stuff?
It's just one book on how they end up where they are.
Okay. But do I really need to know it? I mean,
not really.
All right, so it wasn't that big a deal. If it's any harder than Back to the Future,
right,
I'm lost.
Yes.
You know, and that might be the reason why I don't like the TV show all that much. I mean, there's a lot of crying and wimpy Barry going around on the TV show, but I don't know. I like more than one type of going back reference. I mess something up.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
out.
multiple speedsters.
Yeah,
it was a little bit difficult to follow through.
It was, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just me because like most of the time I can read the book, write down some notes, put it in my own words, and give it back to you.
Right.
This, I had to go listen to other podcasts. I had to watch YouTube videos because, first of all, I started reading the Flash Rebirth.
Right.
And I gave up around issue 15, 16, right after the Godspeed character came in.
Okay.
The Godspeed character was pretty cool.
Yep.
I liked him. And then I kind of fell off it for some reason. I was spending too much money. Something had to get cut. And that and Green Arrow had to get cut.
Yeah.
So that was that. So this is the first time I've read Flash in probably about 20 issues. So that might not be good. But I thought I'd just be able to pick it up. And I got to tell you, I was lost. Plus, you needed to know New 52 Wally.
Yes.
Which I don't know anything about.
And I'm sure you needed to read Titans Wally as well.
Right. I read a little bit of Titans at the beginning of Rebirth. But yeah,
and this is a year in now, so...
I mean, if you want us to do a really quick kind of bullshit recap, I don't think... Here's my opinion. Did
you like the book?
No. I did. No, I did. And I have a history of liking books I don't understand.
Right.
Like, I didn't understand metal for the most part. And I really enjoyed it. I'm not understanding Hawkman very much, but I tell you what, I'm enjoying it. And I enjoyed this book because as you're reading it, you're like, okay, this is what's going on. But then you try to relive it and put it in your own words, and you just can't because it's complicated. I'm going to give you the very uncomplicated story that's going on here. So you have Wally, mad. Now, with this, Wally came back to this universe.
Yes. In
the Rebirth.
Yes. This is what started all of Rebirth.
Right. And nobody remembered him except for Barry.
Yep.
And throughout the Flash books in the past 50 issues and throughout the Titans book, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Little tiny bits of memories have been coming back to Wally.
And other heroes.
About Wally.
Yep.
So the Teen Titans remembered him. Iris just started remembering him, I think, in the last couple of issues. But it took a long time for that to happen. And he's starting to remember things, and he's blaming it on Barry, right?
Pretty much.
The villains come.
Yeah.
There's Eobard Thorn. There's Hunter Zolomon. They both come back.
Yep.
One of them gets annihilated off the bat.
Yeah,
right?
that was in the Flash book.
Yeah, that was in the Flash book. Yep. Okay. And Hunter Zolomon is trying to frame Barry or pin Barry and Wally against each other.
Yep.
And he's doing so by using Wally's kids as the bait.
Yes.
So to speak, right? And he tells Wally that Barry is the reason that his kids couldn't survive.
Yes.
And Wally wants to go back in time and fix all Barry's mistakes, pretty much. and then they realize that whoops, Hunter was tricking you the whole time, and now we got to go kill Hunter.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty much the gist of it?
That's the whole gist of it.
Okay, good. All right. But there's a whole lot of
Time travel
and
current Barry, future Flash.
The Rogues Gallery, that's a good Rogues Gallery.
Yep.
What are they called? The Renegades?
Yep.
Which is like Commander Cold and his portal gun and lots of time travel. But the big gist of it is Hunter tricks Wally into fighting Barry.
Yep.
But you get some new stuff too. You get new powers, right? You get the Sage Force. You get the Strength Force.
Yep.
Which are like these kind of like Green Lantern almost-ish powers that are now in the Speedster universe.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. You get Hunter Zolomon put on the original Flash costume.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Because he's kind of like, you guys keep messing up.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to do it the right way.
Well, that's the point of both of their villains, right? Like, they both think that these Flashes aren't the best Flashes they could be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of, like Kraven the Hunter a little bit, right? Because Kraven was always like, I could be a better Spider-Man than you can, kind of thing.
But the one thing I liked about this book is it finally made Flash not relevant, but like showcased his powers a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think it was the third part of the book.
Yeah.
Where it's a really cool cover.
I like that issue
with the
a lot.
Justice League on it, and like basically you find out that the Flash, both Flashes are faster than Superman.
Yeah.
Like he can't keep up. Green Lantern can't stop him. Batman can't do anything.
Yeah.
Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, they're all like, wait, they're causing a problem. We can't stop them.
Yeah.
Which you would imagine would be the case with the Flash. There should be no reason why none of them can catch him and be quick enough.
Right.
But he's just too. The word I want to use is nice.
Right. Empathetic.
Right.
Or yeah.
But then you see
he's kind.
Yeah, you see Reverse Flash dispatch the Justice League in like seconds, and you're like, wow, this is what the Flash can do.
Right.
If he actually applied himself.
Now, did he dispatch with the Justice League after he had those two new powers? Because he was like supercharged Flash.
I think as soon as he arrives, the Justice League's there trying to stop him, and there's a whole conversation with Flash and Wally, and the two of them are arguing, and then Hunter shows up, and the Justice League's out cold.
Right.
Every single one of them.
Because everything that I read and listen to about these books is like, this has major implications on the future of the DC world.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not trying to figure out the implications. Because didn't somebody came back? What was the...
Oh, it's Impulse.
Impulse. Right, Impulse comes back, which is Barry's like grandson or something.
Yeah.
Right? From some other galaxy or whatever.
And then there's some new villain that's coming.
Yeah, and you don't know who that is. They don't kind of give it to you. It could be the Anti-Monitor. I've heard rumors that it was Anti-Monitor or Monitor because of the symbols that are there. But you really don't know who that is. But yeah, I mean, the art was great. Art was amazing.
I like the art, yep.
The writing was good. This is one of those books that I just have to keep reading over and over to understand what the hell's going on. And that's just a me problem. I don't know if anybody else out there has that problem. But I've always had that issue with the Flash. My favorite Flash stories are when he's just dealing with stuff on Earth.
Yeah.
And dealing with crime on Earth. But I know there's tons of time travel in the Flash books.
And that was the thing with this book too. Iris and Kid Flash get caught up in this, and they're trapped somewhere, and he's got to save them, and they got to find Reverse Flash, and the Renegades are trying to find Barry and Wally, and they break the Speed Force, or they're trying to break the Speed Force, and Barry's trying to tell Wally he can't do this. This isn't right.
Right.
You're gonna mess up a lot more than just the Speed Force.
Yeah.
But then you find that there are multiple Speed Forces.
Right. But Hunter, I think, breaks the Speed Force.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do time travel for a while.
No, they can't time travel anymore, which would be great for you. Cause
right. Yeah, so I'm going to start reading again. I'm going to pick it up.
They can only go one way.
Yeah, so all right. I enjoyed it as much as I didn't understand it. I'll give it like a 3.5 out of 5.
I'll give it about 3.
All right, cool. The second thing that we're going to talk about today is Luke Cage Season 2. Now, on our other show, Dinner and a Podcast, we would normally talk about something like this, but our friends aren't being as diligent as they used to be with TV and movie watching. They're very busy with work and family. So me and Joe sacrifice our time to watch these shows.
Sacrifice? Christ.
Yeah, well, we want to make it sound good. We don't want to.
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, so did I started watching it a while back, and then I stopped for a long time. When it first came out, I watched the first episode.
Same. This one was the first Netflix series where I actually had to break it up. I couldn't binge it.
Yeah.
I watched maybe like the first like 3 or 4, like where there was like a slow episode. I just stopped.
Yeah.
Came back in again, watched a couple episodes, stopped, and then like the last few I just powered through because it got better.
Yeah. So let's do an overall thing. How'd you like this season of Luke Cage as far as like in comparison to Luke Cage season 1?
I like season 1 better.
You do? Okay. Why is that?
There was more going on.
Yeah.
There was more at hand with other characters. So you had Luke Cage and learning about his abilities, how he interacts with the neighborhood. You had Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
And then you had his
Who's still one of my favorite
cousins.
characters.
Then you had Shades and Diamondback. And they all kind of had like that dynamic going behind the scenes. Or some episodes focused mainly on them.
Yeah.
Then you had Misty who showed up. You had...
all the stuff is in the second season too, though.
But there was more substance to the stories and the episodes.
Really? Okay.
I just felt like there were like a couple dead episodes that we had.
I agree with you.
Like this season, I thought could have been 5 episodes shorter.
5? Okay.
And just get to what you like. Like there was a lot of like detective stuff and backstabbing and plots and all this nonsense that happened. Where I thought if you just condensed it a little bit, you wouldn't have had those dead episodes.
I'm conflicted about this season because there are parts of this season that I liked way better than the first season. But like you said, there were a lot of dead spots.
Yeah.
And the dead spots kind of took me out of it a little bit. Plus, I think there were lots of bad decisions made by the characters that led to the dead spaces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'll explain that more in a minute. And by the way, we're going to spoil the crap out of Luke Cage. So if you didn't finish Luke Cage, you might want to come back to this another time. But I liked this villain way better than I liked Diamondback.
Oh, he was fantastic, Bushmaster.
Bushmaster, dude, fucking A+ to this guy. And he's not Jamaican. Nope. He's American. But he really pulled it off.
All of those guys who pulled off that accent was amazing.
Yeah, there was one or two where I was like, I'm not getting that one. One guy sounded Irish.
Not that I would even be able to tell, but like...
Right. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. But
fantastic.
He's my second favorite. Yeah. My second favorite villain in all the Netflix Marvel stuff. First one has got to be the Purple Man. I loved the Purple Man from Jessica Jones.
Well, they gave him an actual like reason to do what he's doing.
This wasn't a Luke Cage story.
No.
This was a gang war Harlem story.
This was about Bushmaster and Mariah. Yep.
Which was I really enjoyed that. Because that's something you would read in the comic. Yep. Because if anybody's read the most recent Power Man and Iron Fist run, it's only about 17 issues long. Go get the trades. I think it's like 2 or 3 trades. It is amazing. Yeah. And it's just, it's them fighting crime. But I thought that there were some aspects of this show that were so, so good. But the first 6 episodes of the first season were fucking magic. Yeah. Like, I was like, holy shit, blew my mind. The first 6 episodes of season 1 were unbelievable. Yep. Then they killed Cottonmouth, and I was out. Yep. I was like, I'm done with this show. I don't like Mariah. I didn't like Mariah in the first one. Shades to me was like just over the top weird in the first season. And then it just like I don't know, like Cottonmouth had a swagger to him. Yeah. He had a charisma to him. Right. That you just wanted him on the TV, you know? And then when he was gone, you were left with Mariah, who was not nearly as charismatic as that guy. No. And Shades wasn't as charismatic as that guy.
Do you think in season 2 they improved on those 2 characters?
I think Theo Rossi fucking kicked ass in this movie.
Right.
Like, he was great in this movie, dude. And I, like you said, I didn't like Mariah in the first season. I liked her a lot more in this season. But I disliked her.
You had to.
You know?
Because Bushmaster was the super villain, but he really wasn't. He was more of like the anti-hero.
He was an anti-hero, yeah.
Right? Mariah was the villain.
Yeah. Fuck.
But just she knew how to pull everybody's strings.
She is a wicked, evil bitch, man. Holy crap. The one thing I don't like that they do with her, and this is not like, it's when they try to make her be sexy, it makes me
yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
It makes me fucking cringe when they make her be sexy and like, stroll up real close on somebody and say something dirty to them. That makes me
Yeah.
fucking, it's like watching Blanche Devereaux on the Golden Girls trying to get laid. But I understand it because like she that's her confidence and that's her ego. And so I get it, and it should be in the show, but it creeps me out to watch that. But yeah, it was very good. The story was very good. I liked the flashbacks to Jamaica. Mm-hmm. They were really cool. They gave you a really cool background of why they were at each other's throats.
Yep.
But they gave it to you so late that you almost didn't care.
Right, exactly. That's why I thought if they condensed stuff, it would have you would have had that dead episode.
Yeah.
That would have told all of this story.
Yeah.
And it would have just paid off big at the end.
Because they didn't give you Bushmaster's background till like episode 10.
Yep.
Or 9.
Or why Mariah has all of this power, where it came from, where Cottonmouth got it.
There were a lot of holy shit moments, though.
Yeah.
There were a ton of holy shit moments. First of all, her daughter, smoking hot, by the way. Tilda, love her. She was really good in it. And the father of Tilda was a big surprise. Did you know that ahead of time? I didn't know that. That she was the uncle's.
Uncle. Yeah.
Her daddy was her uncle.
I thought that was...
That's some Marty Brodeur shit right there.
I thought that was prefaced in season 1.
It was? Because I kind of remembered something like that, but I didn't know if it was ever really, brought to the front.
Yeah, the uncle was Cottonmouth.
No, the uncle was Pete. Uncle Pete.
Yeah, she talks about
Cottonmouth killed him.
Right.
When he found out what he was doing to Mariah.
That was prefaced in the flashbacks in season 1 with Mariah and that broken family kind of dynamic.
No, I knew that we knew she was raped and touched by him, but I didn't know the pregnancy was him or the daughter was him. And then, like I said, I could have just forgotten it.
Yep.
But either way, to me, it was a surprise. It was a surprise when Mariah died at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
I was hoping for that.
Because, like, I was hoping for that the whole fucking movie. I was upset that Bushmaster didn't get to do it.
I thought Shades was going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I thought he was going to choke her out on the fucking desk.
Yep.
But, like, I felt bad for Bushmaster. I was cheering for him. I wanted him to win. I did not want Luke Cage, because Luke Cage made some stupid ass decisions. During this entire thing.
whole season.
He looked stupid.
Yeah.
Almost like brain stupid. Not like, he looked funny, but he made really bad decisions. Yep. Every decision he made either screwed up the cops' ability to get the crook.
Yep.
Or screwed up his own. Like, why would he save this woman? He saved Mariah numerous times.
Yeah.
This woman burnt a man alive and then was upset that he wouldn't die quick enough and shot him point blank. And he's saving her from Bushmaster. Mm-hmm. And Bushmaster's like, listen, I don't want anything to do with you.
I just want her dead.
I just want her dead. Right.
Like that solution would have been, all right, I'm just going to look the other way. And you would kind of have that with his, the kid who's always around Pops is,
I hate that kid.
I didn't mind him, but
I can't stand that kid.
But at some point where he's like, she's bad.
Yeah.
Just look the other way. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't. There
were a couple times during the show, and then this annoyed me, when people were coming up to him like, you got to fix this. Like, there's somebody got killed. Like, you got to fix this. And I'm like, why is everyone approaching Luke Cage like he's responsible for this shit? Like, that annoyed me. But I mean, I get that it's in the thing. But people are, and at the end, is he a gangster?
100%.
He's 100% a gangster.
Yeah, it's like the Kingpin. That's why everybody's kind of pissed at him. Yeah. They're like, hey, you were against this, and now you're making deals behind everybody's back.
Yeah, you're making deals with all the mobsters.
Yeah.
Just as long as it doesn't come into your city.
Right.
Into your part of town, they can do it.
Like what kind of nonsense is that?
I did not see that coming, though.
I got a feeling if they do Defenders 2, Luke Cage is the villain.
No shit.
Because you have Danny Rand who comes in and was like, hey, this is Harlem. I know it's your turf, mm-hmm. but as a Defenders, we made an oath to defend the whole city.
Yeah.
This falls into the whole city. You need help.
Yeah.
Like, what you're doing isn't working. Bushmaster is a problem, and everybody else in the city knows about this.
Yeah.
Before it gets to the rest of us, we're going to help you out.
Yeah.
And he kind of tries to help him find balance in what he's doing and make smarter decisions, think with his head instead of his heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he just writes him off.
Danny was great though.
He was fantastic. They fixed him.
They fixed Danny Rand.
Fixed him like that.
It was really good.
There's no like ED with his fist anymore. He could just turn it on and off. The special effect where they do where he punches Luke Cage's hand.
That was cool.
I was like, that
was like Thor and Cap.
Yeah, like they got it. They got it down.
But they got his personality down better. It's not 100%.
Yeah.
But it's way, way better than what it was. A more relaxed, cool, easygoing kind of Danny Rand instead of a whiny, I'm not getting my way, I'm the guy from Kunlun, whatever. And they kind of made fun. He kind of made fun of himself a little bit in this one too, which is pretty funny.
And like at the end, the very last episode, very end of the episode, his like right hand comes over. He's like, "Oh, what's her name? Night Nurse.
Yeah,
she's here. Claire's here."
Yeah,
and he's like,
"Tell her to go home."
Yeah, I'm like, "What a dick."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You were an asshole to her."
I thought that was a little too abrupt. Like he became a gangster in literally the last 10 minutes of that show.
It was turmoil in Harlem.
Yeah.
Because there's no Mariah to corral everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's brokering with, like you said, the Russians, the Italians, the Asians. Like everybody is now making deals with him because they don't want to fuck with Luke Cage. And, I wouldn't want to either.
Right.
But holy cow, like I didn't see that coming at the end.
No, not at all.
And I think he's going to be the villain in season 2 of Defenders.
And it was an okay ending. Mm-hmm. I'm just upset that Bushmaster didn't get his. Like he didn't get his rightful vengeance.
Yeah.
Because he still loses in the end. He lost his whole fucking family.
Everybody.
Except Ingrid.
Yep.
I mean, fine, thanks for Ingrid, but he lost the restaurant. He lost his uncle? His uncle. All those people in the girlfriend, the young girlfriend who was buying on Mariah for him. Dude, like I think he got gypped in that one. I think he should have got something out of that.
Yeah.
But how about Nightshade? Because that's what the girl's name is, right? Tilda?
Yes.
Tilda Johnson in the comics becomes Nightshade.
I thought she was fantastic.
She was great.
The way she was for her mom,
But she had the correct reaction to her mom. Like Luke Cage should have had that reaction.
Yeah, this is my mom. She needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
And, that's why she helps Bushmaster.
Right.
Because when she finds out all the fucked up shit that her mom did and her family's history, she's like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
You killed all of these people for money.
Yeah.
For nothing. For nonsense.
And that's what Shade said too.
Yep. And this was his birthright.
Yeah.
You went and took it from him.
I'm upset that Shade's got arrested at the end.
I wasn't.
No? I didn't want him to get off scot-free, but I wanted him to he kind of redeemed himself a little bit. I mean, he did a lot of horrible things.
He does it because she calls him out on his friend.
Well, no, I mean, he already made that decision, I think. He knew she was when she burned the guy alive, that was the last straw for him. That was he's like, you lost your mind.
Yep.
He's like, there's no getting out of this. There's no way to get away from what you're doing now. I was
crazy. Surprised that he was going to give her up for everything, everything.
Yeah.
And the way he goes through that story, wait a minute, I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right.
Like, that's so badass.
How about when did you buy it when she shanked the girl in prison? When Mariah shanked
Not
the lady
at all.
in prison? That was a little off.
I didn't need that.
Yeah. That was a little weird.
If the other two girls would have shanked the main thug, I would have bought that more than her. Just give me that.
Right. So I can carve my name into.
But the other two girls' faces are just the same as from when they walk in till when that happens.
Yeah.
I would have been like, what the fuck?
That wasn't a great scene.
No.
But overall, I really liked it. I want to say I liked it better than season 1, only because of Bushmaster. I really enjoyed him, and he was in the whole show.
Yeah.
You didn't see Diamondback until the last 4 episodes.
Diamondback wasn't the best part of that season.
No, they killed the best part of that.
Yep. Cottonmouth was the best.
He was great.
What'd you think about Misty?
I think Misty is very one-dimensional as far as the actress goes.
I'm okay with that. For what she needs to be, like a detective who's just doing her job.
Yeah.
That's all she needed to do was...
Yeah. I thought her fight scenes were great.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with her fight scenes because she holds her own against dudes.
Yep.
And a chick came up to her and she just fucking manhandled the chick.
Yep.
And that makes sense. I don't mind. I like the consistency and the power.
Oh yeah, the other cop that
yeah, the Spanish cop
leaks information.
Yeah, she bitch slaps her around.
Yep.
And that makes a lot of, like, if she would have had trouble with her, I would have been like, what's the deal here? They can't both be that good.
The first, I would say like episode 3 or 4, where it's her and what's her name from Iron Fist?
Colleen?
Yeah. And they're in the bar fight.
Yeah.
I thought that was badass.
Oh, when Colleen's just letting her fight?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then the two of them get in it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? This is great.
Oh, no, every fight she had with the fake arm, I loved.
Yep.
Every fight she had with the fake arm was great.
I liked all of the dirty cop stuff that was going on.
Yeah, the dirty cop stuff was good.
I liked all of the police background. Like, you're causing problems. We want to promote you.
Yeah.
Like, she could never get that balance.
All the political stuff.
Yeah. It reminded me of like
And the red tape and all that.
like a Law and Order kind of show.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. This is giving you the why, the real life of what they have to deal with Luke Cage, and him just showing up and doing things, and people are like, he just can't keep coming here.
Right. Yeah.
He's not the police.
Yeah, but I think Misty could have been recast. But she's fine. For what she needs to be, she's fine. I just think like she has the same look every time she speaks. Like the delivery and all her lines is the same.
No emotion.
There's no emotion in her, but I like her though. Like I want to like her and her character.
For what if she had to play like a Luke Cage role or Night Nurse with a little more emotion, I think it would bother me more. But for the fact that she's just playing the detective, the cop, the investigator, she's got to be serious all the time because she's in charge, and she takes no shit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me as much.
Little things to pick on. Just I really like this show. Okay, it's one of my. It's in the top probably 5 of the shows on Netflix, if not higher. The consistency with his powers is a little off, during the show.
What do you mean?
Like he could flick a guy in the head and knock him out unconscious.
Right.
He can punch a steel door and dent it without a problem. He jumped off of a building to another building and grabs onto the fire escape. If all of the physics that you did and all the other things, that fire escape should have never been attached to the wall after he touched it. Right? Because when someone throws him into something or he falls into something, it's just demolished.
Yeah.
So when he jumps with all his might across to the thing and holds onto it, but fine.
Right.
I get it. But then the thing that really bothered me is that the man had trouble pulling himself up on the fire escape.
Oh yeah.
It took him a minute to and he struggled to do a pull-up.
Yep.
This man is lifting cars, ripping doors off of cars.
And he can't do a pull-up.
And he can't do a pull-up of his own weight. He should have literally Jessica Jones'd it right over the thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
But again, a tiny thing that really means nothing in the big scheme of things.
I liked his dynamic with his dad.
Did you?
I did.
I was so confused by it. Like he hated the man in the first season, didn't he?
He did, and it starts off as a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
And then
it went to love real quick.
Well, it took some time. It took till like midway through the season before the dad was like.
Maybe because I was just like not paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah, he basically the gist of it is when they're in the Rand building.
Yeah.
They have a long talk, and he kind of sees the everyday shit that he's got to deal with and all the tough decisions he's got to make. He's like, I read the Bible. The Bible tells me to do this.
Yeah.
The Bible can't answer these questions. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
With the powers you have and the problems you have, I'm very proud of you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there was that whole relationship with the dad and Mariah.
Yeah.
And
which was
like
weird.
that comes up too. That little like that's something that bothered me. Like it just kind of is there as a throwaway.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, like it's not like they hooked up or did anything.
Right.
They sat down, had a conversation. He showed him pictures of Luke Cage when he was in high school. Like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
How is this make any sense? What does it do for the show?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Were you surprised that Night Nurse wasn't in this as much? Because she was like barely in this show, which I was really surprised about.
I mean, she was in like the first 6 episodes.
Was she?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was almost in every episode until they had their little like.
I thought it was like
lovers
4.
quarrel, and then she disappears.
I thought it was like 4 episodes.
And I thought that was weird too. Like they get into an argument, and she leaves.
He beat the crap out of somebody, and she got pissed. It started to get CW.
Right.
It got real CW in here, and it got real Western in there, real CW.
But like she just leaves her apartment and just disappears.
Yeah. No, but the whole fact that like here's a guy he's a superhero. He's got a lot of shit going on. He comes in, he beats up a guy who's been beating on his woman. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, he went a little too far. But, like, all she did was nag at him.
Yep.
Like,
I think you had to have that relationship so that whatever the relationship he and Jessica Jones are going to have can move forward.
You think they're going to move on with that?
They're going to have to at some point.
No, they can just say screw the comics.
That's true.
Because I thought he was going to end up with Misty.
But everybody's going to complain about all that, and they're going to be pissed. And
it would be a good PR move.
Yeah.
Interracial couple.
But
on TV.
It was a good, compared to everything else that's on TV, CW-wise, or the other Marvel shows that they have out, I really, really enjoyed the Netflix series.
Better than Jessica Jones Season 2?
I don't think so.
I like Jessica Jones Season 2.
So did I.
But Bushmaster really did it for me in this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put this one above Jessica Jones Season 2.
Okay.
My favorite of all time is Jessica Jones Season 1.
Yeah, same here.
That's my favorite one. Probably the first Daredevil after that. Mm-hmm. Just because it was the first one and it was so good and different. I think
Punisher jumps ahead of that.
They might be tied. I want to say they're tied. And then maybe this.
Okay.
Maybe this. So this is in the top 5.
I'm excited now for Iron Fist Season 2.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that they take whatever they learned. He knows how to fight now.
Yeah.
his fighting moves are actually good.
Yeah, his fight scenes didn't look as good as Luke's though.
Well, you're not gonna spotlight the hero of the show.
Yeah, but you got flashy kung fu.
Yeah, but it was fine for that warehouse fight that he had.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I just hope there's less. I don't like Colleen. I'm not a big fan of Colleen. She reminds me of a CW girlfriend. Her and Night Nurse. They both remind me of CW girl. They're Felicity and Iris. You know,
I liked her. I liked her because she was more entertaining than Iron Fist in Season 1.
She fought better than Iron Fist.
So, like, if they don't make her naggy and annoying like Felicity, I'm all for it.
Like, as far as the female characters go, I can't wait to see more Nightshade. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see more Misty. I want to see what they do with Misty because I think she can be very good if she's given more to do. I thought, doesn't she become a private eye in the comics?
Yeah.
She stops working for the police at some point, right?
I'm sure that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Even Jessica Jones Season 2 with her friend. She's like an anti-hero now.
Right. Yeah. What's her name? She's like Tomcat or something like that. Forget her name. Something like that. Hellcat.
Like, that's coming. So I'm all for that. If Jessica Jones Season 3, you have the two of them fight.
That'd be cool.
Defender Season 2, it's Luke Cage as the villain. Like, you have your own world now.
Yeah.
And then you have the Punisher just doing whatever he wants.
Right. This did recharge me, though. I was kind of falling off.
Yep.
But this did give me a nice recharged feeling about the Netflix shows.
They tie it into the Defenders show. Mm-hmm. They talk about things that happen there.
Yeah.
They talk about things that happen in the Marvel universe.
Right.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think the big green guy was mentioned.
Yep.
The Hulk was mentioned, right? At some point. I think
Stark was mentioned. The Cap was mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool, man.
Yeah.
We like that. Mm-hmm. So let's hear, before we start talking about some of the books that we read, let's hear from our sponsors.
Comic Book Corner, brought to you by Comic Book Jones, located at 2220 Forest Avenue in Staten Island, and Royal Collectibles at 9601 Metropolitan Avenue in Queens, New York. Visit these fine establishments for all of your comic book needs.
All right, so I gotta say, as much as I love my sponsor, I'm a little upset with Comic Book Jones this week.
Uh-oh.
Because for 2 weeks in a row, there was a book left out of my pull list. And I'm a little upset about it, because they were my 2 books that I most wanted for those weeks. And the first one was last week when they forgot to put in the New Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Uh-oh.
I was very upset about that. I was very excited for Nick Spencer. I made sure I called up and said, put me on the list, and they forgot to do that. They didn't get any more in today, so there was no there. So I might have to go to Forbidden Planet tomorrow and pick that up so I can read it, because I heard it was very good. And then today, when I went to the store, there was no Justice League #4.
Wow, 2 books.
2 books, man.
Your 2 favorites.
My 2 favorites in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, luckily, I have other books to read. I got plenty of books to read. But yeah, they forgot those 2. But I'm not. But still, they're still my boys.
Okay.
Still love Sacco Jones over there at Comic Book Jones. Go there for all your comic book needs, like the commercial says. But what did you read this week? Did you read anything good?
Because you talked about it so much last week, I bought Spider-Man #1.
How'd you like it? I heard it was great.
It was all right.
You think it was all right?
It's another Spider-Man book.
It It's not back to basics?
No.
That's what everybody says. Back to basics Spider-Man.
All right, yes. But what's back to basics Spider-Man?
All right, so I
You didn't read it. So
I didn't read it.
You tell me what's back to basics
Back to
Spider-Man.
basics Spider-Man
What's
is-
the Spider-Man you know?
He doesn't run a company.
Correct.
All right, so he doesn't run the company
Yep.
anymore. He's just doing street level stuff. Street
Okay.
level thugs. No cloning, no really high tech science stuff.
Okay.
He's got a girl that he keeps messing things up with.
Okay.
It could be Mary Jane. It could be the canary, not the black canary. What's her name?
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird. It could be her. She's hot. He should deal with her. Maybe he runs into the Human Torch
Okay.
because he's been doing that a lot lately. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's everything is in that book.
Did I get it all?
Yeah. And you have the Spider-Man Daily Bugle. Everybody hates him.
Oh, I forgot about the Bugle. Yeah. He's still working at the. Oh, he's back at the Bugle.
Yeah,
Do they mention anything about the companies that he ran?
they do.
Okay.
I won't spoil it for
Oh,
you.
yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
His relationship with Aunt May.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. It's nothing that needs to be retold. It's nothing that needs to be rehashed.
Is the
I
villain
mean,
good?
there are different takes of like what's going on. It's like a different like version of how Spider-Man keeps doing so much good, but his life is in shambles no matter what he does.
Right.
And I'm hoping that it takes off. That it introduces you to what looks like a new villain.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
For the most part, I didn't like the artwork.
Really?
Did not like the artwork.
Who's the artist? Oh my God, that looks so 90s. Or not 90s. That looks like early 2000s artwork. Yeah, I'm not.
Which got me out of comics.
That could take me out of it.
I hate when they do this.
When he's not on the front page. Yeah, I can't stand that. The covers are awesome. I thought it was Kubert. It's not Kubert? No, he's doing Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, back to basics. The penciler was Ryan Otley.
Okay. Is it the penciling or is it the colors?
That's the penciler.
I'm saying, what don't you like, the penciling or the colors?
The penciling.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
like the art. It's very flat.
Okay.
Like the cover looks
Cover's
fantastic.
great. Let me see that cover. That's very
But
very Romita, which I like.
I did not enjoy this book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this artwork either. Yeah, I feel you on that.
It was a cool take on a Spider-Man villain who he usually fights, and a new villain that's going to pop up.
Okay.
There are a lot of implications from past stories that are showing up now.
All right.
But for the most part, it was all right. I'm gonna finish the run,
The arc. Okay.
just to see if like it catches. Like there's the big story. But as all your Spider-Man stuff, your love interest, his relationship with his aunt, the Daily Bugle, hero relationships, villain relationships, street level stuff.
All right.
I could see where it's back to basics.
Cool. What else you read?
That's it for this week. I've read Flash War and Spider-Man.
Oh, you didn't read Superman?
No,
Oh, I see it in your
I have
pile
it.
over
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna try to read it before you got here, but
I read it.
what'd you think?
It's good. It's good. It's
I heard Bendis is getting a lot of flack for his Superman run.
why? Is it too social justice?
People are just not liking the story arc in Man of Steel.
Really?
They don't like the villain. They don't like how they're ruining Superman's history. And I'm like, you know what?
I like it.
It's a new
because you don't know if it's real.
Yeah, it's a new take on Superman. Like,
Right.
how much of the same stuff can you do?
Yeah.
How many times you're going to recycle the same stories?
Right.
And everybody says, I don't want to buy books because it's the same nonsense. So we give you something different.
Yeah.
Krypton wasn't destroyed by happenstance. It was destroyed by a person.
Yeah.
This is the person.
Yeah.
Superman has to figure out why.
But it could all be bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. Like Superman doesn't know if that guy's lying
Right.
or not. Do you want me to? Can I talk about
Go
the
ahead.
book a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to read it regardless.
All right. So basically, in Man of Steel, he sends Lois and John off into space with
Right,
with
you were telling
Jor-El,
me, yep.
Right. He gave Lois a communicator that he can talk to them with or communicate with them somehow. With his fight with Rag al Zar,
Right.
the communicator broke. So now he goes into space
Looking for...
for Lois and John.
Okay.
He realizes very quickly that space is too big
Oh, no.
to go looking for them. So as he's wandering around, he ends up like running into a horde of aliens called the Dominators that are headed for Earth to attack Earth. It just so happens.
Yeah, the Dominators were in the Invasion storyline in
Right.
CW.
Yeah. So he just happens to be run into them. He easily takes care of them.
Right.
And then he's like, you know what? This was a sign that I'm meant to be on Earth. I shouldn't be out here looking for for them. They'll be fine. Well, no, he's like, it's a calling. That,
I mean, his son is Superboy,
Right.
so
Like,
how much trouble can they get into?
Yeah, because like if he wasn't on Earth and these the Dominators got there, they would have been in big trouble.
Right.
So he's lucky he's there. So then he goes back, and it's just like it's a very typical Superman day in the life of Superman kind of thing. He's at the Bugle. He's trying to write a
Daily Planet.
I'm sorry. He's at the Planet. He's trying to write he's having trouble writing an article. He moves the Fortress of Solitude. That's a big
Oh,
thing.
wow.
Yeah, because it got destroyed in Man of Steel.
Okay.
Ragal Zar destroyed his fortress, so he moves it. I'm not going to tell you where, so you can read that. And then he has this very strange, at the end, he has this very strange conversation with Martian Manhunter. Where Martian Manhunter basically tells him, he's like, you got to take over Earth. And
What?
And Superman's like, take over Earth? I got to go, John. We'll talk later. And it was very strange. It was very unlike... It was a very un-Martian Manhunter thing to say.
He's been weird lately, though.
Yeah, but you don't know if he's saying... You don't know if that's really him. Because I'm thinking maybe it's not really him. Maybe it's somebody else. Or maybe he's being controlled by somebody. Because I was very unlike him.
Right.
Because he's basically saying that Earth is going to be a big player in the galaxy now. And for us not to look stupid, we need leader. For the Earth not to look like idiots, we need leadership. And who better to lead them than you? So why don't you take over? And Superman says, take over?
Interesting.
And it's funny because as he's talking to Martian Manhunter, he keeps hearing things and like leaves to go save a person, and then comes back. He's like, "Oh, sorry about that." And it happens like 4 or 5 times, which I love that.
Right.
I love that. Superman is like he's so focused on everything else.
The art looks amazing. In this
Oh, the
book.
art's beautiful. Art's absolutely beautiful. And then there's like a big spoiler thing at the end, which I won't say.
Right.
Because you didn't read it yet. But yeah, I liked it. I'm enjoying the whole run. To really be honest with you, there's nothing. I mean, I'm not a Superman purist, so the whole Krypton thing is not a big deal for me.
Right.
But I could see that maybe being a big deal for other people. I tried that Oblivion Song again.
Okay.
Which was the Kirkman book. It's fine. It's a fine book. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything great.
Refresh my memory. What was this about again?
Okay, so an event happens in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Where 30,000 people in Philadelphia get taken into this other dimension.
Okay.
And in this other dimension, there are these monsters that hunt the humans down.
Must have been Eagles fans.
Must have been Eagles fans. Those damn Eagles fans or Philly fans, right? It was the Fanatic. So they go into this other dimension, and evil Philly fanatics are chasing them around, and so 30,000 people get brought into. They call it the Oblivion.
Right.
That's why it's called Oblivion Song. So that other dimension called the Oblivion. There's a guy named Nathan who goes into the Oblivion and saves human beings that are trapped in the Oblivion. And one of the things that they let you know is that his brother has never been found.
Okay.
So he might be dead, he might be alive, no one knows. He keeps wanting to go back into the Oblivion to find his brother, and every time he goes in, he finds another human, brings him back. So in the first issue, he saves these 2 people from the
Sounds
Oblivion.
like Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, kind of does sound like Hacksaw Ridge a little bit. So he saves these 2 people from the Oblivion in the first issue, and this issue picks up with those 2 people,
Okay.
and he brings these 2 people to like a museum and to tell them what's kind of been going on since the event happened. That's when the 2 people decide to tell him, listen, there are hundreds of people in the Oblivion, because they don't know.
Right.
This guy Nathan doesn't know, because every time he goes there, he might find someone and bring him back, he might not. But these 2 people tell him there are hundreds of people there, and there's a leader, and his name's Ed, and he's the leader of the group, and you should go save them and bring them back. And he's thinking now Ed is his brother.
Oh.
Or that they're. I don't think Ed is his name, but he thinks that this person called Ed is his brother. So he goes back into the Oblivion to look for his brother, and he stumbles upon somebody who's not his brother, but he's a human.
Okay.
And he must have something to do with the movement or the humans inside the Oblivion. I'm gonna keep going with it.
It sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. It's just I'm gonna give it one more issue.
Okay.
If one more issue, something cool doesn't happen to really keep me into it. I mean, there are, I think, 5 issues out, so I'm a little behind.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I might get issue 3 on Comixology or something. See, maybe they'll have a Kirkman sale or something like that. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. What else do I got here? Oh, Brave and the Bold. Batman.
You love this one.
Oh, I love this book. Batman and Wonder Woman, Brave and the Bold. It's a 6-issue miniseries. The 6th issue came out today. So I was going to talk about number 5,
Right.
but I'm not. I'm going to save it. I'll talk about the whole story maybe next week.
Okay.
Not as like a title of the show or anything, but I'll talk about it next week. But it's pretty much, real quick, just it's a high fantasy story about this other dimension or this other realm. It's an Irish Gaelic realm called Tir na Nog. And in Tir na Nog, you have these beings that, they're from Irish lore, and their king has been murdered.
Okay.
And then they ask Wonder Woman if she doesn't mind helping them find out who killed the king. She says, I'll help you, but I need the best detective ever to ever live. And she gets Batman to help her do the detective work in this other dimension, which is pretty cool.
That sounds really cool.
So Batman figures it all out, and there's a big twist at the end, and it's really cool. And
Wonder Woman's a killer.
yeah, Wonder Woman killed everybody. The guy who wrote it, the author, is also the artist.
Oh, wow.
His name is Sharp. It's definitely a different Batman. It's not your everyday comic book Batman.
Okay.
He's very tall, very lean. He's not he's muscular, but he's lean muscular. He's not like giant, like muscle head juice freak.
Adam West Batman?
No, not like that. Not like Adam West. He's more sinewy than that. But it's so good. Definitely go out and pick that up. I'm assuming in another month you'll get the trade.
Okay.
Because it's the final issue just came out today. So check that out. Hawkman #2 came out. I said this last time. I wasn't a big Hawkman reader, so I didn't know much about Hawkman. So I'm kind of learning on the fly. But I like this book. So he found out something new about his abilities. Like, now I always knew that he was reincarnated throughout time.
Right.
But apparently he lived through space as well. So there have been Hawkmen on Krypton. There have been Hawkmen on Earth. There have been Hawkmen on other planets. So this is something new that he's learning. And he's trying to figure something out from his past. He has to go into his past because there's something that he keeps having like visions of.
Right.
Of this like winged creature that he has to defend against or
Does this tie into the metal?
It does tie into metal a little bit, yeah. And in this issue, he goes back in time and interacts with himself as another person in Egypt.
Okay.
And that person in Egypt gives him a clue to help him on his journey. And at the end, it teases where he's going to go next, and that's to the Dinosaur Island, which would be pretty cool. So it's a good little story. The artwork's great. It's a cool story. He's just trying to figure out his past because apparently he can't remember all of it.
Right.
And he keeps finding these little clues here and there. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is coming to an end. It's on issue 48 right now, so there's only 2 more issues of this before. Who's taking it over again? Jeff Johns? Was it Jeff Johns taking it over? This one's pretty cool. You got it was talking about the Dark Stars. I've been talking about the Dark Stars a lot, and in this issue, basically the Green Lanterns recruit everybody that they can in the galaxy to help them fight the Dark Stars.
Okay.
So you got all the Green Lanterns, Hal, John, Kyle, Guy. They also recruit Zod and his family. They recruit Orion, and they recruit Hammond, Hector Hammond. And they all have to...
From Jurassic Park?
That's Dr. Hammond. No, spare no expense. Is that him? Spare no expense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have to kind of defeat the Dark Stars. Now, the problem with the Dark Stars is their minds are all connected. So you could be in California and talk to a Dark Star in China because all the minds of these individuals are connected. So it's really hard to fight them. So what they have to do is kind of infiltrate the brain, which is on this planet. And I don't want to spoil any more of it. But it's okay. It's fine. It's definitely not the best Hal Jordan Green Lantern book out there. But it's fine. But it's coming to an end, which I'm a little sad about. But I am excited that there's going to be just a Green Lantern book. And that's really it. That's all I read. I mean, I did read Justice League #3, but I'm so confused about it. I have no idea what to say. Remember how I told you that Lex Luthor was inside of Superman?
Yep.
And Batman was inside of Superman? Well, guess what?
They meet.
Somebody was inside Hawkgirl, too. Because Hawkgirl is inside of Martian Manhunter.
There's too much inner space going on right now.
Where's
Pickle Rick? Is he in there too?
Well, I found out the reason why they're in there because I didn't understand why they were in there when I first read
Anatomy
it.
Park.
But in this one, Pirates of the Pancreas. But in this one, you figure out why. Batman, there's like a virus inside the totality because Superman and Martian Manhunter are inside this totality that crashed onto Earth.
Right.
The totality tries to take over your body, take over your cells and mutate them, but it does so with this like little virus-looking thing. So if you went into inner space world, you would see all these like little black globs that
Right.
look like viruses that are trying to take over the cells of Superman and trying to take over the cells of Martian Manhunter. Batman and Hawkgirl are there to be in their spaceships shooting the viruses so that it can't take over the heroes.
Right.
Okay.
But they're protected from it.
No, they're the strongest out of the Justice League members, so
To go in there.
they could take it more.
Okay.
Like if Batman went in there, it would have taken them over too quickly.
Right.
But because they are who they are, they're more.
Right. Batman was in Superman. Hawkgirl was in
Martian Manhunter.
You're right. I remember now.
So now, little do they know that Lex Luthor is also inside of Superman
Right.
with Batman, and there's somebody else with Hawkgirl. You know who's in with Hawkgirl? Because Lex Luthor's talking to somebody the whole book.
Grodd.
Nope. Keep going.
The Joker.
The fucking Joker.
Fuck at it. It makes sense.
Right? The fucking Joker creeping up behind Hawkgirl in her spaceship with a fucking saw. Or like a chainsaw. Yeah, and then the book ends. That's how book number 3 ends.
That sounds so good.
Book number 4 has the Joker and Superman on the cover, and I'm like, son of a bitch, they didn't give me the fucking book. So I'm a little upset about that. So hopefully I'll get that by next week. But that's all the books I got. Next week, you want to hear what I picked up this week? Sure. What did you pick up this week?
Nothing. I haven't gone yet.
You suck. Oh, there it is. You heard my bag of stuff. All right, so here we go. I picked up the Immortal Hulk number 3 for next week.
I might start reading that.
I have Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. I have 6 issues of this that I have not read yet.
I have a whole bunch of that too.
It looks so good, though. And the ones I did read, I really liked. The
Right.
first, like, 4 or 5 issues, I really, really enjoyed. Clothes of the Killer, I haven't read anything past the first issue of those.
You gotta pick that up.
My Damage book.
I
Which
will not pick that
I
up.
really like this book. I'm telling you, man. Check this out. Damage is cool. Brave and the Bold.
I will pick up a trade of that.
Yeah, the number 6 final issue. Batman
Although that
number...
art looks really cool, so I might have to pick up the
Yeah.
issues if I can get them for cheaper.
Yeah, no, they're good. It's definitely good. Batman number 51.
Okay, I'm not picking that up.
It's called Cold Days. Why
Well,
not?
I'm done with Batman.
You're not done with
I'm
Batman.
done with Batman.
What the hell's wrong with you?
For now, I'm done with Batman.
All right. Avengers number 5.
I have no
Earth Mightiest
desire.
Heroes. This might be my last one.
Okay.
This could possibly be my last one. And the Darth Vader annual came out.
Okay.
And the thing I'm most excited about, Injustice versus Masters of the Universe.
It looks amazing.
It's our boy Williams II, Freddie Williams II, who was the artist on Batman Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
And Thundercats Masters of the Universe, which were probably our favorite things of the year last year. I know the Thundercats one was one of my favorite things of the year. But then we got Injustice versus Masters of the
I'm
Universe.
all in on that.
And it's a very, very sad Adam. Adam is so sad.
Yeah, because Superman's
Prince Adam.
bad.
Superman is a badass. But I love this guy's artwork.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
If I find this guy at Comic-Con, I'm definitely going to spend a shitload of money buying something from
It's
this
a
guy.
blank check.
Now, what do you have this guy draw for you, though? Like, because his Batman is very stylized. And I love his Batman.
You know,
But-
I'd probably have him do like some sort of like Ninja Turtle something or other.
I probably do a Ninja Turtle, too.
Or He-Man. Or maybe a Thundercats.
Look at his
Yeah.
He-Man, man. This guy's good.
Yeah.
This guy's real good.
If he's got like original art from like any of the books.
Yeah.
For like reasonably priced, like less than $500
like 400, you'd spend 400
for like a page from one of those books.
on you would spend $400 on a comic book page
Sure.
from Batman Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's a good page, like has a lot of characters,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
And I'm done for Comic-Con. That's it.
All right.
I'm out.
Very good.
Like, why spend all that money on like little shit if I'm gonna get something like that?
Right. All right, let me find that tweet that was sent to us by Mark James Poop. I love that his name is Mark James Poop. He says, "Great episode, guys. I can't believe that is your first X-Men book. Glad to have helped pop your X-Men cherry."
Oh,
So that was me. So thank you for that, Mark James Poop. Hope we did a good job there for that. Again, tell us what you want us to read. Let me get some outro music here. Let me get my Luke Cage music here. How'd you like the soundtrack in Luke Cage?
I liked it.
It was good, right?
Yeah.
I think the first season's soundtrack was a little bit better, but there was a lot of Wu-Tang in this one,
Yeah.
which I like. Coming from Staten Island myself, it was pretty good. But thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, tell us what you want us to read. You heard what we want to read, or you hear what we're going to read next week. I don't want to keep reading the same books over and over again, and just in case people aren't into it.
Yeah.
So tell me what you want me to read. I'll go out and buy it. Joe will go out and buy it, maybe. He might not buy it on a Wednesday. He might buy it on a Thursday, but he'll get it.
Yeah.
He'll definitely get it, and he'll read it. And he explains things better than I do. Don't know what we're going to do next week, because story arcs aren't really coming to an end that much. Maybe the Batman Deathstroke? Is that coming to an end soon?
I think so.
Maybe. We'll see. If
figure
not,
it
we'll
out.
just talk about what we picked up. So until next week, I'm Steve.
And I'm Joe.
See you later, everybody. Have a good night.